I thought my house was normal until I discovered a door that didn't exist. I moved into the house 6 months ago. Nothing fancy, just quiet, affordable, ordinary. The kind of place you choose when you want peace or when you're trying to start over. At first, everything felt fine. The rooms were clean, the walls were solid, the nights were quiet. Too quiet. I didn't notice anything strange until about the 3rd week. It started with sounds, soft ones, almost polite. At night, just as I was drifting to sleep, I'd hear it. A light scraping sound. Not loud enough to scare me, not clear enough to identify. Just wrong. Sometimes it sounded like footsteps, other times like something brushing against the walls. I told myself it was the house settling. Old buildings make noise, right? That's what I kept saying. But the sounds always came from the same place, the wall behind my wardrobe. I didn't tell anyone, because how do you explain something you can't prove? I started questioning myself instead. Maybe I was tired. Maybe stress was messing with my head. Maybe I wanted something to be wrong because my life had been too quiet. Still, I began sleeping with the light on, just in case. One afternoon, I decided to rearrange my room. Not because I wanted to, but because I needed to see that wall. I pulled the wardrobe away. That's when I noticed it. A thin, vertical line, perfectly straight, right where the wall should have been solid. I touched it, and the wall sounded hollow. My heart started beating faster. I knocked again. Hollow. I pressed my ear against it. Silence. But it wasn't the comfortable kind. It felt like something was listening back. I laughed nervously and stepped away. Walls don't hide doors. People do. That night, I couldn't sleep. The sounds came back, closer, more deliberate, like someone knew I was awake. The next morning, I went back to the wall. I ran my fingers along the seam again, and this time, I felt it. A handle, cold, metal, hidden so perfectly it blended into the wall. My house plans didn't show any extra rooms. I checked, twice. I should have stopped there. I should have called the landlord, or packed my things, or pretended I never found it. But curiosity is louder than fear when it whispers long enough. I wrapped my hand around the handle. It turned, too easily. The door opened just a few inches, enough for darkness to breathe out. The air that came from inside was colder than the rest of the room. Stale, like it hadn't been disturbed in years. Or worse, like it had been sealed recently. I leaned closer and squinted into the gap. At first, I thought the space was empty. Then I noticed something on the floor. Footprints, fresh ones, leading inward. My stomach dropped. These weren't old marks. They were recent, and they were going away from the door, not toward it, as if whoever made them was already inside. I was about to close the door when I heard it. A sound from the darkness. Not footsteps, not breathing. A slow, deliberate movement, like someone shifting their weight after standing still for too long. That's when I realized something. This wasn't a forgotten space. This wasn't a hidden room. And whatever was behind that door knew I had found it.